Welcome to sitting number 4 with Guacamelee 2. Can't believe it's actually only our 4th sitting with this game. It seems like it's been absolutely jam-packed with content, stream after stream. In fact, we're already in some ways getting into endgame progression here. If we have a quick look at a map, I currently only have 67% collectibles, but I believe at this point that we have all of the relevant traversal powers to complete the remaining zones to 100%. And of course there are 2 zones that we still haven't explored yet here in endgame. El Bonita over here and Templo de Serpiente, Temple of the Snake. And so we will be progressing pretty much directly where we left off after defeating the cactus boss at the end of the previous stream. We will, if we take a look at where we currently are, make our way up to the red gate over here. This should maybe pop us out to the adjoining zone. And once we find a warp point, we might go for a sweep through some of the areas we've seen so far. Also, there's this chicken temple up here in a very prominent location that we haven't checked yet, which we'll probably have to make our way towards as we complete the remaining 15% of this zone as well. We currently had 3 out of 5 of the chicken keys, which have been definitely on the higher end of the challenges available in the game, and of course we have all of the remaining challenges in the Proving Grounds, which previously we couldn't access because they required you to fill in all of the skill trees, which we have now done. And I don't know what the remaining currency will be used for in this game because we've pretty much dumped our gold on everything that can be purchased here. And since we were playing as Flameface pretty much for the entirety of the last stream, let's change things up a bit. See if we can play as somebody else for a change. I rather like this combo-based style that we had as Flameface, but I wonder... Yeah, Coco is actually maybe a little too risky, but allows you to spam quite a few of the stamina-based moves. I rather think we should play as a Rooster. And then, yeah, previously we had played a fair bit as Muñeco as well. Interesting kind of balance between the worlds of the living and the dead as well if you play as Quick Pack. I think what we'll do... Oh, we actually play as Jaguar, perhaps. Less damage grappling... And that's okay, we don't grapple that much, really. More damage after a dodge. Let's actually play as a Jaguar. Jaguar has a Jaguar-colored chicken form. So yeah, let's do that. Following up on Flameface is one of our rivals from the last game. And have to get things back to muscle memory as well as we just try to recall how to play this after a day off. And getting a bit snowy here, which I suppose fits the theme rather well, given that Jaguar was the snow area boss in the last game. Interesting that it warps you over here as a bit of a quality check for the cutscene. I guess the shaft doesn't go around. Well, you win some, you lose some. So, prepare to be blown away by the fruits of our labor. What have they constructed? Also, let's talk to them some more. The commute here is killing me. I mean, I'm not sure you exactly voluntarily signed on for eternity, but okay. Save point over here, more of these, and then... What's coming? Now, I am guessing that we can have a bit of a dip here, but that will not get us anything whatsoever. And we'll just head on up, and we did see on the map there is a chicken temple up top. I don't know if there are any remaining chicken powers, but we're going to find out fairly soon. It may just be one of the remaining chicken keys. Rather suspect that will be the case, but let's do this anyway. And yeah, it is going to be another chicken exclusive temple. We actually should have played as the chicken, perhaps. Yeah, we should prioritize the bombs whenever possible. There we go. Oh. Luckily, we do have the chicken completely upgraded. It's funny because I was kind of considering playing as Risto Ramirez as an alternative to Jaguar as well, but I think we do need to drop through and drop through even further. Might be a big one here. Okay. Hang on. Let's remember the dodge button. Dodge and L, yeah. That's what happens when you switch between too many games, is that your muscle memory gets completely scrambled. Have to remember... Yeah, it should be down special. That's right, down special. Go to slide. And then we'll just punch this guy out in a moment. Yeah, we'll get some knockdowns first, then we break them. Knockdowns initially won't damage them, but they will get them into position so that they can actually be hit. Oops. Okay. There we go. Also, can we heal up as the chicken form? I actually don't think we can. Let's keep going down. It's going to be quite a climb, and then it's going to be a bit of a bounce over here. Okay. Simple enough. Oh, trying to dodge roll out of that, and that didn't really work at all, but... There we go. Nope, once again, just missing the dodge roll. And we'll just chicken combo into that guy as well, and more cash we don't need. But we are completely healed up, which is definitely beneficial. And then we have a new power. So I didn't expect that we'd have new powers to unlock at this point. Now you can press special delay and egg. So this is the equivalent of Warp Ball Bomb, I suppose. Previously, we expected that there would be the equivalent of the Morph Bomb for the orange gates before we realized it was based on a slide instead. But I suppose that now, if you use that, then you can open up orange gates that are not at ground level. As with the Morph Ball Bomb in Metroid. Okay, never mind. The egg doesn't explode and you certainly can't throw it. What is it for? What kind of questions are these? It's an egg. If the miracle of birth isn't enough to impress you, you can just go. Are you sure it doesn't do anything? I guess it doesn't. Maybe it leaves a decoy or something, I don't know. But it really doesn't blow up. Okay. What if you lay an egg over here? These are not fertilized. Okay. What that achievement actually was. These are not fertilized. It's obviously something relevant to the egg. Lay a dozen eggs, okay. Alright, we've done it, I suppose. And they do not respond to the fan. And they also don't have any perceptible effect on enemies. Okay, so much for that. I suppose if it's required for 100%, we'll take it. You never know when that might come in handy. And then we can traverse the temple this way. Oh, whoops, nope. Needed to boost out of that one. There we go. And again. And now we need to do the zone swapless. Okay. Nothing to swap into over here, but it will be... yeah, slide and single boost, followed by a float. There we go. More cash we don't need, and a heart. Works for me. And is that it for the chicken temple over here? I suppose it is. What are we doing for the zone? We are now 100% in the zone. So now, let's proceed. Okay, so this is where we continued earlier. Other Benita. Oh, let's actually talk to this guy. Heading to the Temple of the Snake, Chosen One. Excessively lengthy body of water, we know how to deal with that. The question is whether there are any secrets that are potentially embedded in it, but we'll find that out as we go. What button was that? There we go. Away from the wall and X. Okay, and then this way takes you back. We enter in either zone? Not really. Now, when we find a warp point, as I was saying, we'll probably go back to clear out some other zones. And, okay. Well, here's the warp point. It's so pretty here. Look at the waterfall. Flame face is over there. Not that we can do anything with the egg power. If the world wasn't ending, this would be a great vacation spot. Let's get up there. We will in a moment. Let's maybe explore the town a little bit first, and then we're going to warp before we actually proceed any further. We'll talk to everyone in the town first. Yeah, he's taught me everything I know. So nothing to do over here, probably. And Flippin' Heckman, welcome. Alright, let's keep going. We'll go back to the warp point in just a bit, but let's talk to everybody. Now, with ominous blobs of doom, but not this zone, obviously. Oh, have to go up this way. Or do we? Yeah, because this way goes over to the temple if we drop down, but we're not going to do that yet. We're going to open up this loop before anything else happens. And what do we have in here? There's living and dead. Look at this alien over here. Portrait of the dead and the living. Oh, it's not an alien, it's just, well, it kind of is. It's just a luchador mask, looks like it. You have this game, yeah. I don't know if you've played it. But if you have, I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, because we've been having a great time with this so far. And getting into late game at this point. Although a lot of optional challenges do remain as well. I bet you his parents don't understand, but he totally doesn't care. Yeah, we'll check both zones too for more dialogue. Oh, it's this guy. Except dead. Bring the meteor to the skeleton. That will be relevant to us later, probably, but... also, we didn't talk to this guy. And what do we have in here? Lost a lot of coins down at a maze, and not really fit enough to get them back. 2 minutes before you die for no apparent reason. Okay, works for me. I thought it would be Pac-Man. I strongly suspected it. And I'm just Not surprised. I actually should go chicken for this, I think, except we missed a pellet. Maybe that's not a good idea after all, then. Alright. Yeah, we're going to be too slow here because we should actually be using some of the traversal powers, like the one that zips you across the lake. Like going up step by step like this, for instance. Then, whoops, down. Yeah, no, we're wasting a lot of time doing this way. We should be maybe zipping about here instead. Yeah, we can be doing this a lot more efficiently, but that's okay. We'll probably make the benchmark. Maybe. Hard to say at this point. Yeah, we've got plenty of time, I think. Not exactly shooting for any kind of records here, but... Oh, come on. There we go. $29 remaining. Yeah, zipping across the map like we did like that already saved us a good bit of time, so... Oh. Now, is there more? Will there be a ghost equivalent? Yeah, not the best timing, but we still made it. Pretty relaxed, actually. Unless there's a hard mode. Congratulations on collecting all the coins. That we enjoyed, yeah. Okay. We don't really get to chase our own record, unfortunately. And there's no dead zone in this room either. Then, looks like you can continue to traverse. I mean, water is fine, right? Whoops, no, water's not fine. However, we probably are able to go over there by following the slope. Whoops. As long as it's not too steep, I think we actually may be able to. Whoops, yeah, we actually just needed one little boost at the end there. And that's it. Anything in the Land of the Dead? Not really. Then we'll try to head up to that other gate that we saw. Out of tortillas, yeah, that's a very unfortunate problem. Oh, I understand this. This is actually a reference to PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds in the live zone, and once it became a dead game, it was replaced by Fortnite Battle Royale. This actually looks like Shovel Knight and Hollow Knight. Look at that. And... oh yeah, this is Nemesis and Pyramid, so that's Resident Evil and Silent Hill. As we saw in the kind of self-parody bonus zone the other day, the developers have a bit of a lighthearted attitude towards the first game being criticized for too much internet meme humor, so to speak, and then here they realize instead that I think if you just make reference to a lot of other video games instead, then you play very directly to the audience, and so you see stuff like this all over the game. Reptile... El Capitan contra Reptile. Who's the captain here, though? Yeah. Oh, no, this is Captain Kirk and the Gorn. That's what it is. It took me a moment to realize that it was Captain Kirk because of the luchador mask, but if you look at the yellow uniform, that's exactly what it is from the classic Star Trek episode, Arena. Of course I'd recognize that, having watched as much Star Trek as I had. Double jump out of that. Also, let's talk to the musician. How does he play trumpet if he has no lips? Good answer. Whoops. Too far. There we go. Nope, missed it. Let's try it again. Just get a better angle on the second boost. There we are. Cliff side is the best place to relax. They suspect nothing. No, I guess they don't. We'll check the house too, of course, but not before we've had a chance to check up here. Anything in the other zone? Not really. Living and Dead up there. That's a bit of a swamp as well. Okay, let's take a look here. Also, to take a look at more of the poster art, Maestro de Tacos. Yep, the business continues into death. And what does the chicken want to tell me? The Chosen One. Behind me lies a portal which we believe contains one of the special key pieces. Okay, that'll be key 4 out of 5. We'll definitely do it. The one worthy of the key will be capable of laying eggs. Luckily enough, we're capable of laying eggs. And then we'll find out what the eggs could possibly be for. Okay. It's true. Not only are you the Chosen One, you can even lay eggs. Special delivery, yeah. And then does the zone matter? Not really, I don't think. If the one worthy of the key is a rooster, he will be powerful enough to lay eggs like a hen. Yeah. Oh, treetops. So, the very first game, Guacamelee 1, had a treetop climb that was the big capstone platforming challenge of the game. I was wondering if there would be something similar in this game. It looks like this is it. So, let's get platforming. And you don't just do it in the chicken form, as you can see. You have to do it in both forms, as with many of the other chicken challenges so far. Oh, that's okay. I mean, this is still pretty early on and pretty relaxed. Then we will need to double jump out of this one. And then I think we'll probably want to double jump uppercut out of this one. Kind of concerned about the facing direction, but okay. Nope, just a little off. I think we'll actually want chicken form for that. Except if you're in a wall cling, once you switch into chicken form, then you don't actually get to use the boost power. So no, you would need to stay in boost form for sure. But you can boost upwards out of that. There we go. Now there's a power refresh over there. I think we are going to boost to the left, jump up towards that, and then maybe you would need chicken form. No, you wouldn't. Hang on. Let's think about this. We do need to puzzle it out a bit. Because once we get the refresh, how do we use it? The refresh still only leaves me with one jump, I think. But we are in this position. The thing I'm thinking about is that if we switch into chicken form, at the point of the refresh, then we can boost up with the chicken instead. And then maybe that's doable, but... No, missed it. But you can also do a side punch, I think, and the side punch would actually get you far enough, maybe. Alright then. Okay. Lots of options just given the moveset in this game, though, so... Oh, nope, missed. Yeah, so once you side boost, you do need to jump out of that. Maybe uppercut out of that. Uppercut out of that and then fall, maybe. Haven't quite determined that yet, but I feel like a chicken swamp is potentially a good idea. Okay. Yeah, this area has not been very time intensive yet. We have had the opportunity of figuring out each of these directions, so... Nope. After you get it... Yeah, you need to refresh into that, and then... I really don't think the side dash is going to get me nearly enough. I think we need the chicken. Oops. Okay. Yeah, because the diagonal boost off the chicken is going to be pretty important here. So we readjust, we double jump, we switch into chicken, we float down towards that, we try it on a miss, and we double boost up. Okay. Nope. How come I'm making contact with that right away? I'm trying to hit the refresh point and then boost, but for some reason that's not quite working here. Yeah, because you need a zone swap. Yeah, we're just missing, that's why. I would like to do a chicken swap at that point, but we need to learn how to hit that accurately first before we do anything. Whoops, nope, missed. Okay, here we are. Readjust. And then... Actually, no, that's correct. That you do side punch and uppercut. We just did an uppercut in the wrong direction because I overcorrected. I keep forgetting to think about the powers as things that can be used consecutively. It's just that you can only use each direction once per refresh cycle. Because I always have this mistaken assumption that you use any of the specials and you're basically out of specials. But no, you can use each of the directions once, and we know that from previous challenges. So it is actually going to be like that. The Chosen One, what great abilities you have to reach here. Almost there. Okay, so this will be a lot of consecutive punches. Then this platform is safe. But we'll need to see how we do from that point on. Actually, we'll need an additional jump at that point. We'll need a double jump available there, so we don't use the double jump right away yet. But maybe we have to. No, we do have to. Nope, that was wrong. We actually needed one additional side punch there. Either that or we switch to chicken, float down, and then refresh. I think, if I understand correctly, that should be correct, but... wait, wrong button. Yeah, because ideally I actually do want to do the chicken swap into a refresh. There we go. And then we switch, and then switch. There we go. Not bad at all, actually. Success. Made your way to the place very close to the special key piece. If it's anything like the treetop climb in the first game, this is going to be a long way up. Raise the chicken form. We can do that. Yeah, and then we have to float over. But if we go like this, Actually, no. And then, like this. And yeah, this is pretty simple actually. We just go slide. And then switch. Whoops. That's okay, salvage that. Nope, hang on, that's fine. We didn't reset too far. Also just a bit of an accuracy test. No, we could have just floated out of that one, actually. Nope, we missed the refresh points. Whoops. Oh, missed it again. Then, oh, nope, almost got to float down. We just aimed poorly. And then missed a refresh point again. That's fine. This actually felt pretty comparatively gentle next to the intensity of the platforming in the first game, but that's because we are given ample opportunities to learn the interactions phase by phase instead of having to do one frantic run all the way up to the top. There we go. Now it's going to be slide and double boost. No changes here, right? Okay. Yeah. Slide, single boost, and then to the right and we'll swap. And then here we just boost on a zigzag diagonal on the way up. This is just timing. And then boost forward and then zigzag up. Oh, no, can't go too far. We have to go left for that. Or the screen boundary kills you, which is unfortunate. It's not really that intuitive to me that would be that tight. Nope, need to swamp. Swapped a little too early before we were within range of the grapple point, but again, very gentle mid-section checkpoints. Nope, missed it. It briefly gave me the prompt, but we do need to get a bit closer, and there's a bit of a delay after you switch into luchador form, so. Okay. Not exactly going for any speed records here, but back down we go. Okay, and this guy will tell me that you're almost at the top, and we've actually got lots of sections to go. Anything with a zone swap? Not really. It is going to be a chicken swap over here, though, in order to float all the way across. And I might even want to uppercut out of that. No, we don't need to. Then there we go. And more chicken swapping over here. And again. go. Almost missed that. Okay, pretty gentle. Once again, there's going to be a swap. Let's swap them both. And just scout ahead. Yeah, it's going to be boosting over onto this side with a chicken. And then we can maintain position. We'll float over to where the chicken this way. To the next grapple point. And what do we got? Specialty piece is very near. I expect more segments. No, actually, that's it. This is much easier than treetops in the last game. Much, much easier. And it might actually be the easiest of the 4 key pieces that we've completed so far, which was unexpected. But I guess it's because this is so much more puzzle-oriented rather than reflex-oriented compared to a lot of the other challenges so far, and I do find that I tend to perform a lot better with those. Anyway, hope our gracious host is not here anymore to congratulate us. And it just happens to be here in a taco shop. They suspect nothing. Let's take a look at the map here. 85% in this map, but so we want to grab the chest over on this side. So we'll go part way up. We can go all the way up, actually. There's nothing in the way, so... And then, well, what do you have to tell me? Your faithful puppy found you here. In the afterlife? Everyone is panicking and selling off cheap? Yeah. Who knows, maybe. That will turn out to be lucrative. Senor Frog Fractions. I'm not sure I know what this is reference to, but this is clearly Runbow. Yeah, Luchadores del Arco Iris. Yeah, it's Runbow, and we were actually talking about Runbow earlier in this game because a lot of the platforming challenges in the lava zones where the dead and alive zones kind of give you a color-coded indication of where it's safe to stand. That was a mechanic that seemed like it was right out of Runbow, and so, which was another indie compatriot on a Wii U, along with Guacamelee 1, which kind of released in that same generation of indie platforming games with a very similar design sensibility, so I'm not surprised to see it make an appearance here. Just ignore the horrifying voids. Well, I did say earlier that we would go to the temple that's past the church, or rather that we would kind of sweep the map a little bit first and then go to the temple. I think we might still do that, but let's take a look at the church first after talking to everybody before we proceed. Careful where Salvador grew up. Let Mother Superior tell you a tale. Can't imagine living forever anywhere else. Oh, it's Cuphead. La Gran Cabeza de Copa. It is Cuphead. Temple of the Snake is strictly off limits, so yeah, we do need to go through the church anyway before we do anything. I haven't extensively cataloged the various references to other video games in this game, but once again, they know their audience. It's a lot of 2D platformers in the mix, not exclusively, but nice to see Cuphead here, showing off his moves. And so you have 4 boxing rings, perhaps 4 titles, one of them being the egg. Buenas tardes, Luchador. The mask you're wearing, it is truly special. I mean, we are in a jaguar costume, but okay. We once had a mask like that here. Well, what's the surprise? You've come to learn about Salvador. I remember. He was just a sweet baby, left at my doorstep. Love how this is in stained glass. I made a promise that day. This island became home from Java. He was always a determined child. The waterfall was his favorite spot. He wanted to become a strong luchador. And he did become strong. You know, he doesn't really exist in my timeline, the home timeline of Guacamelee 1, does he? Suppose he had to develop a moral conscience first. The burden of the mask. Yeah, the mask that allows you to remain alive in the realm of the dead, right? That's what we have. And I guess Salvador is the one who has it in this timeline, which is why he managed to defeat the villain in the first game. In this alternate universe. Because that's the whole secret of the mask, is that it makes the realm of the dead bearable and livable. I do love the artwork here. Darkness would eventually own him, hence the bandana. The promise I made that day. So I don't know if we have to do anything or if this cutscene just gives me access to the Temple of the Snake. That we're about to find out. Anyway, here's Wonderwall. She doesn't actually play Wonderwall, of course, because I'm sure there are rights issues involved with licensing that. Salvador's ceremony is in the Temple of the Snake, and our guard will let us use through. Yeah, so that is going to be the final zone of the game, which is why, now that we have every power, including the egg, let's sweep the map first and then come back here. Whether we'll make it back this stream, I don't know, but we'll do as much as we can. Oh, look at this. It's the big-headed guy. Spent a lot more time reading about the timeline roots in El Otro Mundo. El Otro Mundo you can access any timeline. Technically it ties all the timelines together. I'm sure that'll be spectacular, but I'd like to sweep the map first. First of all, we already have 100% over here. We'll go back to... Yeah, we basically figured out where all the remaining gates are, except of course we didn't check this zone. I just completely forgot to check this corner. But I don't know if that was accessible to me anyway. It should have been. I think I just forgot to check it. Same with this exit here, which to me strongly implies another one of the chicken keys. So we'll go back to the Badlands first and crack open what we can. Let me just, first of all, take a look at where my warp points are, so we know how to do this efficiently. Yeah, because it warps you over here. I believe the Proving Grounds axis is actually quite close to that as well. And then we have blue gate to the left, blue gate below, and then everything over here to the right. Okay. Proving Grounds, we know that's going to be something separate. There's no map. Here, I think we were just missing the one gate somewhere, right? This one over here. Okay, that's a quick one. We can do that one as well. We're going to do Badlands last since there's so much to do there. Oh, although this is only 64% on this map. But that is... maybe because there aren't that many collectibles in the first place. Like, there's this area here, maybe it's also another one of the chicken key temples. And then the prison, we're just missing... That's just a button. That's not going to be it. The prison, we're only at 50% because that's where the crucible is and where the finale of the whole chicken quest ultimately is going to be. So, given that, we should do the prison last, probably Badlands second last, and connect to the Proving Grounds from there. We'll sweep what we can. Where is the warp point? This zone all the way over here. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll do it. We'll do all of it. Oh, actually, let's talk to this guy once more. Just to... I love how you can land on his head as a platform. I don't remember if you could do that in the first game. I don't even remember what the pretext was for giving him such an outsized head. Anyway, this was the red shortcut. Back this way. The secret ingredient to sacred guacamole. It's corn. Of course it is. Very corny answer. I just want to take a look at these. Yeah, so this is God of War over here. Papa Chico. It is actually not only God of War, but the 2018 reboot. And in the Land of the Dead, they are dead. This over here... Yeah, I mean, it's a cosmetics ad for Blood de Muerte. This is Metal Gear Solid. Snake and Ocelot. So, should be paying more attention to the background art because a lot of these little video game tributes are just all over the place, especially in this zone. Throughout the whole game, but certainly here. Corn Love Forever. Maze, I take you somewhere? Yes, you may. And we'll start with the town. The liquid's over 3 ounces. Okay, and then it was a particular house here. This one right here, in fact. That was... Yep, and then it's going to be up this wall and off to the side. Okay, that's all there was. It's just cash. That's 100% on this zone. Let's do another one. Once we pass Sonic over here. And we'll clear this as well. Again, fairly low percentage, given that it seemed like we were only down by 2 exits. Or 2 passageways. This was where there was the big fight over the spikes. And then there's the zone to the left, and then... Actually, there's this top corner over here as well that we haven't checked. We should go over there and check that just in case, because now we do have the wall run power to check that ceiling. I strongly suspect that will be something. Okay. I'm surprised I didn't check that back. Oh, don't need to go here. Whoops. Then to the right and then up the wall. Okay. Whoops, totally missed this guy. Little whiff. Now, is it this wall here? Yeah. Oh, okay, no, that's why. Because it's not actually traversable yet. I wonder if it becomes traversable then. Probably not, in fact. Yeah, I guess we had checked this previously. I just don't have the power to get up there. Unless there's anything that's an exit in the Jade Temple that takes you up top, which would be worth checking. Even though we had 100% in this zone, but that would just be for collectibles, not necessarily for exits. So yeah, I guess maybe this is not actually traversable. And this is a ceiling that just looks fuzzy. Deceptively so. I totally did check that before, we just wanted to make absolutely sure. Oops. There we go. Also, when we fight Salvador, we should switch out of Jaguar because, whoops, Jaguar actually does have a debuff against him. But we'll play most of the map as Jaguar and then we'll switch back to something else. Oops. Instant death here. Where do we go? Yeah. Have to be careful here. Can't be so reckless around the instant death zones. Okay, at this point, we really don't have a reason to care about cash, I don't think. So, whoops, let's check. It's minus button for map, and I keep pressing plus instinctively, probably because of muscle memory from some other game. But hard to tell which one, because, you know, so many games will just use either one of those interchangeably for a functional pause screen. Oops. Alright, let's do this as chicken. Whoops. Once again, Jaguar benefits from a dodge, which makes you wonder why aren't I dodging. But anyway, we'll go straight down and to the right. Yeah, we have the power that gives us a throw input immediately after dodge now, so. And we don't really need to fight these guys, but we'll do it. I think there's actually an achievement for each of the bonus costumes as well. This isn't a complete edition, but I believe that originally Jaguar was, along with Proving Grounds, released as DLC. And that is the DLC characters and the challenge characters from Proving Grounds, which give you different properties. Okay, so we need to drop in here and then... Oh, nope, hang on. Right. Oh, nope. Again, a bit of a diagonal issue here, because I was trying to go boost left and then we went boost up instead, and that just killed me. There we go. Much better. And it is a chicken temple. It's going to be one of the keys. Egg key over here, and now... Oh look, it's Jaguar again. Jaguar versus Jaguar, it is a surprise. Yeah, because I guess you don't start unlocking the chicken quest until after he betrays you, because it's the prison escape that introduces you to the chicken keys. Challenge only for the strongest warriors. I'm sure that Jaguar is going to be a boss at the end of that, because I don't know where else in the progression he would naturally fit. So there's going to be an exit over here with a bunch of chests, which is why the percentage in this zone is so low. Interesting that you don't want to punch through this. So you just have to be careful. This is actually literally a ground pound cancel challenge. You know what? Once you open this up, you can just throw. Whoops, no. It is literally the ground pound cancel challenge. That's what it is. Because you need to not break the floor while you break them. Nope. And then I was trying to jump out of that. Let's make sure we know how the cancel works. It is jump out of the cancel, but there's a bit of a lag time to it. You don't want to go too far. Nope. You see, once you hit, there's a particular delay, I think, before you're allowed to cancel. So if you try to jump out right as you're hitting, it actually doesn't let you in. But maybe you can try to chain uppercut out of it. Actually, that's the way to do it. You chain uppercut. Exactly how to do it. Yeah. Okay, we do need more power before we can do anything here. There we go. It's actually not too hard once you understand how to work it. No reward there though, because hang on. How come I couldn't go through? How come it locked me out? Did that bug out? I feel like it was supposed to lock me in that room in the middle, and we... Don't tell me I just got soft locked. I think I actually bugged out and just got soft locked. Uh-oh. I may actually have done that, okay. Yeah, the gate here totally bugged out because we got trapped and sent back into this room with this becoming sealed. I think I may need to redo this room then from the save point. Unless I can get out of here somehow, and even so, that might not work. Yeah, I think we got soft locked. That's too bad. I mean, this game was released 5 years ago. There's no chance the developer will actually work on it at this point, but we'll screenshot the lock anyway. And we'll just need to reload from save, which is too bad. And we'll just need to redo the first challenge, but that's okay. The save point should have been right before the combat temple here, though, so... And we were right at the beginning, so... Yeah, that's too bad. We'll just try not to get trapped this time. At this point, we know how to do the first room well enough, so... Just always chain something out of ground pound. There we go, and you get tons of hits. Once you get up to 112, I can just spam abilities freely. Very easy. Yeah, you're supposed to be trapped from here, we're not trapped above. So we double jumped at just the wrong location. 38 hits so far. Okay. We have over 100 hits. Once again, we can just spam infinite specials at this point. Nope, don't want to get in too close. We're still on the combo, but... Okay. Then... Oh. That's okay, we got most of the way there. Nope, out of energy almost. Okay, be careful there. Okay, we want to take out the buffers as much as possible. Okay. Because they are the ones going to give me the most issues here. Whoop. Okay, we need to heal our doctor. Okay, maybe not. Let's take him out. Oh, nope. Too bad. And we do reset all the way up to the top, so... Okay, we just needed to watch out that time. Whoop. Now, the thing is, we can refresh our health between rooms because we have the ability to do that. Bit of a messy time this time, though. Not doing it quite so cleanly as before, but we got up to a 94 hit combo. Oops, can't dodge into that guy. It's too bad because it means we won't have the infinite specials going into... Oh. Let's refresh. Since this guy's not very aggressive. Okay. Not as clean as the last time, but we'll take it. Okay, let's drop straight down so we don't get trapped. Now we can get up to the combo that we need without taking too much damage here. Yeah, we're over 100 at this point, so we just stun lock this guy as much as possible. We do need to avoid the damage here. Then just hit the corresponding colors. Whoops. Should have dodged out of that. Okay. Okay. Neutral. Okay. Oh, lost a combo. That's too bad. Should have used it. Okay. Nope. Okay, down. Got some health replenishment. Now let's not use the wrong input here. And we'll heal up before proceeding to the next room. Okay, chicken mace. Is it timed? Basically. Now, there's no bomb or anything, but we do need to survive. The heal power actually is going to be pretty good here because we'll be able to recover at the end of this room, trivial AN. Once we take out the projectiles, there are a couple of potential safe zones. Potential. Doesn't mean actual, because there are actually tons of projectiles. Okay, heal up. Oh, you need to heal up in this form. And we'll drop down to the next room after that. Yeah, I mean, it is late game. I think you are expected to have powers like this at this point, so I don't particularly feel like we're cheating the progression or anything. Who are we fighting this time? I'm sure we get to fight Jaguar at some point. Yeah, this is going to be partly a matter of timing. You just don't get into attacking these guys while they're still under attack phase. Okay. They're surprisingly troublesome. Because they do get a partial little shield refresh if you leave them alone for long enough, so you do kind of need to combo into them. There we go. Once the shield is taken out, then not that much of a problem. Yeah, you do need to use the standard attacks a bit more against these guys. Can't you just... Whoa, okay, that's a lot. But a single uppercut can actually take out a pretty significant cluster. Because at least they're not multiply shielded. Lost the 100 combo though, so... Okay, we're gonna have to take out this guy up top. Now, we have to be a bit careful here, knowing that this is a combat marathon, and we can't just... Oh, whoa, getting tight here. Okay. Alright, got a bit of health refresh. Let's heal up since that guy's leaving me alone. Yeah, his attack pattern's just way out of the way, so we're actually gonna be fine. Look at that. A lot more. Oh. Good thing we healed up, because it would have been pretty rough otherwise. Oh, bomb. Okay. It did explode, but it wasn't actually too bad. Can't leave too many of those alive. Yeah, we'll just weave in each of those. And just dodge. Okay. We have the infinite specials at this point. And let's maintain combo while we still can. Oh, yeah, I guess it does cleared at the end of each zone, so this is basically a dodging exercise. Okay. Let's fight. Whoop, that's quite a lot. You know what? Let's just scrape everybody with a chicken. Oh. Actually, did help quite a bit. Okay. Could have been worse. Let's heal up this sliver of damage before we proceed. Save point, okay, that's fine. We did see treasures either way. Chicken Key appears to be to the left, but we'll take a look at the map. Yeah, because we do know that there was a treasure point up here and there was another point to the left. Let's do right side first. And, yeah, thank you, Narracane. Don't know if you played it yourself, but if you have, I hope you've been enjoying this game as much as I have. Hey, that's a lot of treasure. I'm sure we get to fight Jaguar on the other side, perhaps, but we'll head back down and to the left. You did this part on hard was a tad frustrating, yeah. I don't remember how the tuning of hard was in the first game. I did do Guacamelee 1 to 100% on normal. Currently we are at 78% on the map, and we still have to do the last zone as well, and I still have to do all of the parts of the Proving Grounds that require all the ability unlocks, so the to-do list is getting a little bit shorter. This should be Chicken Key 5 out of 5, and I'm sure we get to fight the Jaguar. Yes, we do. Did we actually save up? Let's make sure I did. I actually made it. Now let's fight. This might be visually confusing in fighting Jaguar versus Jaguar, but we'll figure it out. years haven't been kind to me. Nope, guess not. Yeah, because I guess this is Jaguar from a different universe, not our friend from our own. Perhaps. He's gonna fight us. Of course he's gonna fight us. Now, I don't quite remember how to fight one in the first game. It was... in the original release, I'm told, the hardest fight in the game, Guacamelee 1, but I only ever played it in Super Turbo Championship, so I think we actually never really got to see it in its original difficulty. Real fight hasn't even started yet. Oh. We have to fight multiples, yeah. A feline from another timeline. And they are allied. Okay, one hit at a time. They're going to summon more, obviously. Now the cat's out of the bag. I love how it's just extra confusing with me playing as Jaguar as well, although noticeably my character model is smaller. Mention from another dimension. I wonder how that is also localized elsewhere. Okay. Okay, one down. And then headbutt will take care of these guys. Whoa. Okay. Have to watch out for charge move. Whoa, okay. That's significant. Then we'll have to swap. Wow, these guys actually hit pretty hard. I don't think I realized how hard they hit. Okay. Oh. Missed the uppercut. That's okay. We'll do it again. That's okay, I just didn't realize how much damage they would deal. I wasn't watching that. And we just need to watch out for the landing on that move. Yeah, you just take him down by thirds, basically. Actually, no, you just take down the last guy. Okay, no. Okay, it skips the cutscene, it just brings him in manually. As you take his health down. Whoops. Shouldn't have taken that hit. Maybe we shouldn't have made it so visually confusing for ourselves, but... Whoops. Whoa, quite a lot going on here. Okay, let's work on a defense this time. Okay, just need to watch out for that move. Yeah, the sooner you burn each of them down individually, the better, because that way... Now, the summon is based on his health pool, I think, but... The sooner you burn down one of them, the sooner you don't have to deal with the queue with the other ones, so... Okay. Oh, missed a dodge. There we go. Wow. 2 down. Yeah, the dash attack hits extremely hard. This isn't even their final form. Moves like Jaguar. Okay, that was their final form. Wait a minute. Oh, I died simultaneously. I triggered the achievement. But then I died simultaneously. Whoops. That's too bad. I guess it died to an environmental effect or something before the kill was properly triggered. Hang on. That's too bad. I absolutely had him. Okay. Now it's a little bit messier than it was before. Well, good thing they're all on headbutt now. Oh, couldn't see where I was at all. Nope, could not see where I was. And yeah, the dash attack is not dodgeable. It is a white-purple attack. That's too bad. We absolutely have. Okay. Always have to watch out for that landing, because the shockwave from the landing actually has hit quite a few times at this point. Now, they move too fast to give me much room to do the self-heal. Oh, this attempt is going to be a dead one. Yeah, didn't think so. We had such a good attempt earlier, too. Really quite a shame. Nope. There we go. Nope. There we go. Focus him down if we can. Whoops. Okay. Getting a little bit chaotic with all these attack patterns and not being able to see where I am either. Yeah, we had visibility issues there, for sure. I just completely lost track of my character. That's okay. We'll stay on Jaguar versus Jaguar. Go. And we can juggle him a bit. Okay. Okay. Okay, we actually have 100 hits, but whoops. Too bad. Dicey here. Nope. Nope, I was just out of position. Well, after having to slip out of my grasp, it may be a while before we get back to an attempt as good. Nope. Oh, just a dodge. There we go. I have to really watch some of the attack cues. There we go. Oh, got both shields down too. Oh. Nope. No opportunity to heal. I really shouldn't try. They're absolutely not going to leave me alone for long enough. There we go. Nope. Past a certain point, it just gives me attack cues. Now, given that it's based on the base Jaguar's percentage that the next one spawns, maybe we shouldn't be burning them down this early, but... Whoop. Nope, come on. I want to get a double uppercut here. Here we go. Almost. Down by so much already. And we just got stomped. Yeah. Yeah, the shockwave on the world jump attack from them is something I keep missing the dodge time for, unfortunately. Nope, wrong facing direction. I was trying to change directions for the neutral headbutt input and just completely missed. Just didn't want to roll into that. Nope, once again, just out of position for the headbutt. We did hit him though, so I suppose that's something. Nope, tried to roll out of that. Too late. Okay, one left. Let's just kill him cautiously. There we go. All three down. That punch, the sweet familiar sting. There will be hope for all your timelines. One at a time, though. So yeah, I wondered if the achievement I got earlier was for going Jaguar versus Jaguar. Kind of want to take a look at that. Moves like Jaguar, defeat Jaguar. No, it's just for defeating them. It's not for fighting them with Jaguar. Yeah, we got the Jaguar side achievement already, in fact, without knowing what it would be. You know what? I mean, this is obviously going to give me the chest right away, but we'll just heal up anyway, because who knows? Stray environmental damage does happen. Let's grab the chicken key. That should be 5 out of 5. Alright, got it. And then that does mean that after we've swept some of the remaining zones, we can go back to the prison for the Crucible, which will be the grand chicken finale. Speaking of which, where are we going next? Well, if it unlocked this, we'll go up top over here. So yeah, that took us from about 64% up to 88 just because of all the chests we unlocked along the way. We'll head all the way upstairs and to the left. Yeah, the double KO earlier you were saying was such a bummer. I mean, at least the game didn't bug out on me or something like that. We did hit a bit of a soft lock earlier, just from things being triggered in slightly the wrong order. So I'm glad it at least didn't really kill too much of my progress. We might have to boost over here. Let's just go this way. Up. A little higher, and we'll ride the top slope a bit. Okay. And let's get out. No, this was the treasure chest location. What am I doing? Let's get out this way. Alright, now all the way up. Yeah, so at this point we're going to do as much of a 100% sweep as we can prior to going to the Serpent Temple. I'm kind of expecting that between endgame and the remaining proving grounds, we might need an additional stream after to really completely finish, but we'll see how involved the Crucible is going to be, as well as the final proving grounds challenges, which even the ones at the base difficulty did take me a while when I had attempted them previously, so... Alright, all the way to the left. So we'll see how we do. Yeah, had a great time with this game so far. Don't know if I'll necessarily stream it on hard or anything, but, you know, we'll go this way. Oh, here's a chest. Didn't expect this. We should actually kill it. Oh, whoops, no. I mean, obviously we want to go straight up. We just missed. Nope. Then we'll sustain ourselves up here. We don't really need to kill them. Oh. Whoa. Slightly better timing actually would have done it there. Maintaining airtime by hitting them as well is, in fact, potentially helpful. Okay, there's a chest. All the spare cash we don't seem to need. Unless there's some major final gold dump. Any of that, but I guess that's why so many games do have consumables just as a cash dump that could potentially run infinitely. Whoops. Hurt my chicken, will you? Okay, so it is going to be in this area, I think. Whoops. Just remember to air dodge from time to time. I think this is the gate. Whoops, totally missed. That's okay, we'll just reverse and do it again. Alright, it is going to be probably going up the wall slightly and then... Interesting. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, no, it's just going to be bursting through here and then making sure we cancel out. Okay. Bit of a poor cancel there. That works. Let's unlock this as we go, just so we don't need to redo it. Then, up we go. Actually, yeah, I mean, you are supposed to kind of boost up and then cancel, I think, but this might work too, as long as we remember to wall cling onto right. The thing is, we can probably jump out of the stomp and then slide down, and then the issue from there is mainly that we'll be out of specials by then, but that's okay, we can do the rest without any. Okay, we'll just slide down gently. Gently. Then... oh, yeah, we actually would need an uppercut out of that, I think. So, but... then I think we can, in fact, just cancel out of this directly. Yeah. And that way we still have a special available. Nope, missed that slightly. That's okay, we know how to do it. Let's wait for energy to recharge a bit first, and then... that way, we can aim this just a little bit better. I like using that to reposition. Oh, nope, too soon. We need to anticipate it slightly. Nope. Yeah, touched that a smidgen too high there. Nope. Nope. Okay, didn't use the ground stomp that time, and that's perfectly fine. Double jump is workable and probably the preferred way to do it if you were a little more accurate than I am. Nope. I wonder what we were touching there. Whether it was top or the right side that I was touching. I think I was actually going a little bit too high, but we'll try to remedy that slightly. Nope. Yeah, we're too late on the stomp. We're actually hitting the left side wall. Nope, and then hitting the top corner. Let's get energy again. And... yeah, jumping out of it is fine. I do think we need to ground stomp in the second drop up ahead, though. Although maybe not, because we do have a little bit of room to double jump. Yeah, that's actually a lot easier. And then 92% on this map. What are we missing then? 92%. I mean, there's this top corner over here, but that doesn't really look like an exit. Oh, there's this wall over here. Okay, we'll go up that wall. That's got to be it. Unless it's another infinite death zone, like what we see here. It's going to be basically one of the two vertical rooms that we're about to see. Whoops. Ran right into switching to chicken form here. Okay. We didn't lose any collectibles, did we? No. 92%. Okay, so here we're going to do some wall climbing. Just to see what we're dealing with. Yeah, and it is a chest. As expected. Chicken's not going to do it. We don't have enough energy to burst up, so let's see. It is going to be going up like this and probably doing a chicken swap over to the other side. Maybe. I think so, actually. Actually, no, not necessarily, but... yeah, because we've used energy at that point. I wonder if the chicken boost would get you high enough after Double jump. No, you would cling onto the wall on the right side. You'd have to boost up again. Yeah, expanding the double jump doesn't actually matter here, I think, but the double jump here, and then we can't uppercut because we've already... Oh, that's interesting, that... Yeah, because of the form switch, we couldn't use the uppercut. So if we don't do the form switch and we just do this... Whoops. Then we're in much better shape. Yeah, much better. So you're actually not supposed to use the chicken. Looks like we need to not hit the top over here, which means at some point we'll be heading up and then probably... Well, let's see here. No. I'm trying to think about a positioning. Actually, yeah, we can do uppercut. And I keep forgetting to do 2 directional specials at once. But obviously we can chain them once each. And that's usually the type of solution that I tend to miss. 95% because we have another chest to the left here that we see coming up imminently. That's very easy to spot. And that's just going to be off the chicken again, so... Okay. Let's try it again. 97% because we have another segment to the left. I guess we just never explored any of this properly. Oh, whoops. 100% on this zone. Great. Now, I think we do want to go back to the warp point, unless the one in the adjoining zone is faster. There isn't a warp point here, though, is there? This is already at 100%. This is fairly close by, actually, and would also get me directly to the Badlands if I needed, so maybe we should go for that zone transition instead. Just determining what's faster here, whether we should go all the way back to the right. Oh, maybe we can. No, let's go left and down. This was actually one of the earliest zones in the game, so traversal should be pretty straightforward. Although, let's check one thing. Lucho is after that. Let me... Whoops, not do that. Yeah, no warp point here either, actually, by the looks of it. Unless I'm forgetting something. Although it's possible that we just haven't seen much of that map. We have 100% of collectibles, but, you know, we could probably uncover more space up above. Unless that was blocked off by a lot of the depth zones, which I think was the case. Alright, let's just stick to the plan and go back to town. Oops. Yeah, we don't care. Really. Whoops. Hang on. Yeah, we do. Okay, fine. Let's kill them. It's easier if I just fight. I go down so quickly. Just need to be super careful here. Whoops, nope. What did I say about being super careful? Did we miss any treasures after resetting? Not really. Okay, so maybe this is a bit more involved than I thought it would be. Going back, whoop, this guy just zones me out right away. And actually the projectiles do come in from the adjoining zone as well, the adjoining room, so you need to be careful with anything like that. Now we'll just dodge him, whatever. Whoops. Whoops. Rolled right into that. No, I was trying to switch into a chicken form first and we just missed it. Fine, we'll just pass them. Oh, same mistake. Oh, and yeah, the recoil from bumping into that accidentally if you missed a dodge does get you into the death zone. Okay, so maybe this was not the easy way after all, but that's because the zone has changed quite a bit since we were last here, just from endgame, so... Anything up above that we can reach? Nope. We are at 100%, but we will go down when we're able. And yeah, a lot of late game terrain manipulation going on here, but we will go all the way down and to the left. Oh. And all the way down. Yeah, something died instantly. I didn't even see what. Oops. All the way down. We'll hit the warp point in town, probably, and then proceed to the Badlands to clear that. Unless it's faster to just go straight into the Badlands, we'll determine that very soon. Yeah, because where do we enter the Badlands in this zone? All the way over here. Right, and that's the Proving Grounds gate, which we don't need to bother with yet because we'll deal with that after more collectibles. Just to clear everything out. So yeah, we should in fact warp to this point here and hit all three of these suspicious remaining locations. Oops, not here. Where was the warp statue? There we go. Has this shop changed lately? I didn't think so. No, this was just a disco ball place. The discotheque. Look at this. Cats. Oh, why is that a cat? Oh, well, it looks like a dog when it's dead. Let's not question it. Anyway. Badlands, and then after that we'll go prison to see the Chicken Temple finale. We'll probably do Proving Grounds before Serpent Temple. Yeah, and this is clearly going to be some kind of... Whoops. Forgot about expending a double jump here. Let's head over to the right side and then... Oh, whoops, no, chicken form. It was a mistake. I was trying to swap between something else here. You know what? Let's do it this way. Yeah, no, you actually need to head all the way up to the right. Then, here, we're going to warp to the left. That should hit the gate. All the way over. It's going to be a bit of a close shave, but relatively accurate. And then we just ride this up. Okay. Whoops. Mistake. Nope. Trying to latch onto that and we just missed. Seems pretty straightforward though. We just need to not go too low on the grab. Whoops. Nope, that was too low on the grab. Like I've been saying in previous streams, you can definitely see why in the Ori games they designed that for a readjustment. Because without a readjustment and without any kind of delay, it is kind of difficult to have the grapple point behave. But that time we just needed to be a bit faster about the grab on the second one when we were clearly going to be in position. Yeah, I need to go a bit lower than that. It's a split-second decision. Not much room for adjustment either. Nope, and we just missed it. That's pretty close though, that's nearly the end of this. Yeah, trying to get as close in as possible to that grapple point is probably the right idea, and then also using the specials if we can to reposition might be helpful, but we'll see. Okay, there we go. There we go, pretty smooth. Once you just go with the flow. Okay, this one's done. Next is going to be this gate down here, and then next after that is going to be this top right section, which will be along our way, so let's go back into town. And then, yeah, we'll just go right from here and pass by all of that. And just drop out into the next room, probably. Whoop, no, that was a bad jump. Hang on, we did complete that? Okay, yeah. I always have to check to make sure that nothing got reset. Oh, there we go. Then it's going to be down and to the left, yeah. That was the one over lava, I want to say? It is. And there's going to be a zone swap challenge. Whoops. And then we do need to trap ourselves. On the last one, that was okay. That was just a bit of a blind read. And what happens in this. Although, why couldn't we just wall jump up to this chicken? Didn't look like a. Okay, it totally looks like a jumpable wall, but I guess the artwork is lying to us there. Because there definitely have been other spots in the game where you could cheese something like that with the chicken, and. Yeah. Yes, wall jump is blocked off here. Too bad. Oops. Okay. Then... we do want to cling, I think, and then we release and then drop to the right. Bit of a misread on the first attempt. Not a big deal. Because we drop them this way. No. Too much of it. Oh, interestingly enough, that actually wasn't an issue. Oops. Should have actually done the punch to the left there to grab that. Totally would have been possible. A lot of this stuff looks potentially skippable in this room, but we haven't flowed through it enough to really determine how we might want to do that. Yeah, because you can just do that. Whoops. Then seems to be the best way to do it. Oh yeah, that's why you can't get through here, because this is actually solid. It seems, or is it? No. You can drop through. Never mind. Never mind, I take that back. 94%, and then we will check this top section over here, because that's clearly something unseen. And so it's going to be down the tube to the right, and then eventually up this passage here. I don't know why I missed that last time. And is it further down? Yes, it is. And the chicken passage across. Now that we've actually defeated the cactus fight, it's interesting to read this and to see the master plan once more. Well, that didn't work out. Or our opponent, anyway. We'll just skip the room. Don't care at this point. Okay. Then here we go around the left and to the right. There actually kind of is an easier passage with the chicken passage we opened over there, but no, we'll do it this way anyway. Whoa. All we know, this now is a shortcut, and it is. And it is necessarily so because of all the depth zones that didn't seem to be here before. Let's just take this up. Yeah, it's basically largely trivialized by having the wall fly powers. Okay, is the top section here? That's what we previously hadn't seen. Yeah, chicken's not going to reach that. We'll need to basically wall jump over. And because of the diagonals here, we will need to go like this. Whoops, missed it slightly. That was actually the right idea, mostly. Don't need to do the wall jumps when we have the power to bypass that. 97%, and clearly it's going to be this chicken passage here that's going to be the last thing left unexplored. So let's take it. Is this the right way? Yes, it is. And then to the right once we drop into the next room. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's pretty well concealed actually if you're not paying close attention to the map. And then, yeah, no wall jumps up here by the looks of it. Okay. Oops. Then that should be 100% on here. Now let's dodge our way down, and then at this point we have a couple of options. Yeah, going back to town is the best way to get to the Proving Grounds, but we actually want to do the Chicken Temple first, I think, and then we'll finish up the prison by cracking open the Crucible. Now, the Crucible does have the toilet shortcut that goes all the way over to the warp point, so we will go all the way to the prison warp point. So, the way to do that is to... Oh, it's all the way up there. It's actually faster at this point, I think, to just go right. Instead of making that passage all the way up. That's okay, we'll figure that out. Find something efficient. Considering that at this point I don't really need to fight that much. Oh, whoops. Okay. So, there's actually a little bit to do here. That we hadn't previously seen. Then we'll just head over on the top level all the way back to the right. Shouldn't be too difficult. We're involved. Yeah, we'll just take the top path every time. That should eventually get us over to where we need to go. I guess the Proving Grounds are right here, but I'd like to do them last. We'll do Crucible first. It makes sense in case we have stamina or health upgrades that are on the main map that we'd like to complete first. So we'll warp over to the prison from here. If we can find warp points. Yeah. Boba fight. Yeah, we've seen everything in town at this point though, so let's just continue. World complete 83% at this point. Well, that's rapidly ascending. Prison. Here we go. I don't know if there is a warp point per map, and we just haven't unlocked some of them, but not actually clear on that because, well, it's not really something you can discover firsthand here. Anyway, we're going to take the toilet. That's going to go straight back to the chicken base. In the pipe, 5x5. It's going to be a long way, but I was successfully backed up and it's time to plug in a key. Love the music here. Couldn't stop commenting on that last stream either. Anyway. The special key, it's amazing. Special key, special key. The important door, important door. Let's see if there's playable content behind it. I doubt it's an important reward. And you're wishing me good luck. Okay, that's promising. Well, thank you for that, Hurricane. A great challenge inside. For the legendary special message. Special message, special message. Well, given that it was a lot of in-game challenge content already to get the 5 pieces of the key, I'm sure this final test won't just be a fake out. It will actually be serious as we go into some other dimension. I kind of think we're going to switch to chicken. Although I guess the other challenges so far for the chicken key have actually mostly been done in the luchador form. We are going to go Rooster Ramirez. Just in case we have some chicken fights coming. Look at that. There's metal and everything. I mean, we are entering here from the chicken temple, so I wouldn't be surprised if we were just going to force ourselves to be remaining in chicken form. And indeed, it is a chicken dungeon, so it is a chicken dungeon with another chest up here that... Lots of chests up there, in fact, that I guess we won't be heading to just yet, because here, even at the exterior of the temple, we're not able to touch anything just yet. Yeah, I'm sure we'll have to drop into some of that eventually, because you don't get enough height to touch any of that. And there's probably no map in this zone. Nope, didn't think so. Let's go. Alright, and you get a swap over here. Okay, and then it's going to be single boost sending you all the way up this column. And then that looks like this is actually a shortcut that you have to unlock. So, Not interesting to us yet. Same with this shortcut here. Basically, we have to unlock one shortcut at a time. And do some chicken platforming. So yeah, this is all chicken, basically. Now we know that we actually can kind of fall gently into those if we're not in the flight form, but indeed, I think we do need to sustain ourselves. Across this segment here and just kind of maintain the height. Yeah, and we'll need a float and then 2 boosts. 1 boost on this side, just kind of mapping those out initially. It's not going to be the actual pattern just yet. Yeah, because we already used 1 boost here, we have to save the second one for the exit. So. Okay, we don't want to miss there. We'll wait for this to come back first. Nope. You have to remain centered over that platform. Or float over to it when it's on the right side. That's actually doable, I think. So yeah, the timing idea I had was wrong. We actually do want to hit it. Perhaps when it's on the right, so we don't have to deal with that so much. But we will need to save the second boost. Second diagonal. No, we need to ride it up, actually. We need to ride it up all the way. And then save the second diagonal for the very last minute. So we do need to wait for it, I think. Alright, let's actually wait for the appropriate entry timing this time instead of just spamming our way in. Just scouting out the interaction at first. Yeah, we do need to follow it in as we see it arrive. Trying to boost over there gently isn't really working out for us here. Be quite subtle about it. No, we should actually follow it as it's going over. No, that's not going to work because we need to be above it by that point. So yeah, there's going to be some kind of tapping input basically here that maintains height as it's going over. There we go. Alright. And you did to bust open a shortcut per room, which is important. Chicken statues are over there at the top left. I feel like we actually do need to hit the right side first. I mean, it does look like the temple continues to the right, but... no, we need to float over... and then use the second boost to get up there, and then we'd have 2 available... yeah, I think I know how to do it. We'd have to see what's off camera on the right side as well. Oh, nothing, because that's just a wall. Okay. Okay. Okay, that was actually correct. We just needed a second boost a little sooner. And I do see the pattern. We just needed to not hit that. That's fine. Should have saved a second boost that time. Nope, missed it. Nope, was trying to do the tap input to maintain position. There again, you see, just like that. It's very subtle, it's just that the directional reversal is not very easy to activate. And I think after that you just kind of float down slowly. After you grab the power refresh. Yeah, because basically if you still have one boost available at this point, you have a little more flexibility for getting into the top corner there, but it's okay. Yeah, that was actually correct, it's just that we missed a second boost. We're in neutral instead, which is not good because that just lays an egg. Which is a whole lot of nothing, not even a bomb. Yeah, because if we can just do this with the correct timing to get it in one boost, then get the refresh and then do the double diagonal on the way over. Yeah, nope, too close. Great. That was actually almost correct, except no, we need one ascent, float to the left, a second ascent. That was very close to being correct. Felt like we were coming in a bit low for what I was trying to do anyway, but... Nope, wrong way for a diagonal. That was almost correct as well. Yeah, we just need to give ourselves enough distance to boost into the refresh points. Nope. Nope, just a little out of position. Almost had it. Nope, wrong direction for a diagonal. That's alright. Yeah, actually that would have been fine. We can ride the upcraft into the refresh points if that's a little easier. I feel like it gives me more flexibility if I still have a boost available though. We just need to face in the correct direction for the second up diagonal. Good. There we go. That wasn't too bad. No shortcut here yet though, so